Namaste, Jai Bharat. Let's talk about Kashmir. And let's also talk about how Pakistan looks at Kashmir and how we look at Kashmir. Let's start with what is Kashmir. Kashmir is originally Kashyapadesh, which was always a part of Bharatvarsha. And it's named after Maharishi Kashyapa. And Kashmir used to be a knowledge hub once upon a time. Great philosophers, great scholars. Many of them were from Kashmir and many of them went and lived in Kashmir. The Sanskrit grammarian, the most famous Panini, and his Paniniyam has become the root grammar text for all Bharatiya languages and may also be for many other purposes, including computer language. And many scholars, many thinkers, many scholars, some of them were originally Kashmiris, but many of them were lived in Kashmir because that was a center of learning once upon a time. There is also a saying, I don't know how correct, appropriate, etc. it is, that Christ himself came and lived in Kashmir for a long time. There's a missing period from his, I think from the age of 6 or 10 to 30 or so, till he reappears in the synagogue. That missing period, he's supposed to have, that's what people say, lived in Kashmir learning knowledge from the teachers here. So that is the status of Kashmir. Just because some of them got converted into Islam, what kind of claim Pakistan has? First of all, you yourselves are Hindu Muslims. I say Hindu Muslims because you are converted Muslims. And you can't be like the Muslims of Saudi or any other Arab land. You are neither here nor there because the kind of conversion process, you still retain a lot of Hindu sentiments and behave accordingly without the dharma aspect functioning behind it. And you have not achieved the so-called Islamiyat in the archetypical form. And for Pakistan, somehow Kashmir becomes very sentimental to them. Kashmir originally was with Bharat. It was great Sanskrit learning center, and the Kashmiri language used to be written in Devanagari like most other languages of Bharat, which you have mutilated just because some of them became Muslims. And then you started making claims. You yourselves are not entitled to even think about it. Now, for Bharat, these things are nothing. If you politically speak, Raja Hari Singh, had officially annexed Kashmir with Bharat. And that's how the Union of Bharat was formed. It was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel who got many princely states annexed with Bharat. Kashmir is not anything special. It was Sardar Patel, Vallabhbhai Patel, who took interest initiative. That's how we call him as the Iron Man of Bharat. There were many princely states, who had half a mind to stay separate, because the king's authority would continue to hold independent authority. If you have a Union of Bharat, is instantly becoming democratic, and the kings they have to go with privy purse from Bharat, which of course Indira Gandhi stopped in time. So there are quite a few people who are hesitant, who didn't want to join. But in the larger interest, many people have volunteered to join. Even Raja Hari Singh also was just thinking twice whether to remain independent or to join Bharat. But then he, of course, had no choice with his own internal compulsion, so he had to join. So he signed, he joined Bharat. That's how Junagadh was joined. That's how Hyderabad was joined. That's how Travancore was joined. That's how most of the principal states joined the Union of Bharat. That's nothing new. What is so special about Kashmir? Did we sit and say that they should be allowed to choose independently whether to go with Pakistan or Bharat? What nonsense. They have to be with Bharat. And you have illegally occupied a portion of us and ill treat them. That's on the one side. Second side is that you have created such narratives in your society through your print media, through your school texts, through your other kinds of media before the social media came to set in, that in Kashmir, the Muslims are being persecuted. This thing that you created such narratives, you spread it among your people, and you created such narratives again of the entire Bharat. You started saying that in Bharat Muslims are not permitted to do prayers and to celebrate Eid. All those stories you create from where? You are also like Marx. Sit and dream and write it out there as a class. There is a bourgeoisie class, there is a proletarian class. Where has he seen it? But your case is worse. You simply invent out of nothing. Marx had something upon which he created these theories. He had some basis which could be possibly so, but in your case, you are just speaking absolutely, really nonsense. These things don't exist. But you created it. Many times willingly, and at times even inadvertently, because you think that's reality. You think that's the truth and you speak that as a truth and you spread that as a truth and the people start believing it. As a result, you have a society who are instructed and trained to hate Hindus and of course hate people of Bharat. You not only hate Hindus, you call Hindus kafirs. Not only Hindus you call kafirs, you call the Muslims of Bharat also as kafirs because they live with Hindus. They live with Hindus, they eat with Hindus. We eat from the same plate if needed. We don't mind. Intermingle with Hindus. And sometimes these people also get married to one another. Yes. So that will make them kafirs for you. Of course, for you, every other Muslim is a kafir who doesn't belong to your kinds of version of Islam. It gets narrowed down to that. So, what kind of Kashmir are you speaking about? Kashmir बनेगा पाकिस्तान तो आपको पता है अभी तक बनाया नहीं है वो बनेगा भी नहीं. You make these narratives Kashmir बनेगा Pakistan. You know that Kashmir does not become Pakistan, can't become Pakistan. Because there is nothing like Pakistan. Rahmat Ali must have a message of a Pakistan, which you have changed to Pakistan. But there is no Pakistan. I see Punjabis, Baluchis, Sindhis, Multanis, Pashtuns, such people. And the Punjabis are illiterate Punjabis because they don't even have script of their own. We have Punjabi scripts, we have Gurumukhi, we write in Gurumukhi. And you write in a borrowed script from Persia, which is not even a Sunni nation, which is Shia. And the Kashmiri language used to be written in Devanagari, which you adulterated. They also write in Persian script these days. It's a distinct language. And what's the result? How many printed Kashmiri books you have in Pakistan, illegally occupied Kashmir? You destroyed their language. You destroyed their everything. Of course, they were all Hindus. And you were all destroying their Hindu dharma in your utter belief that they are all kafirs. What you don't understand is nonsense, and what you don't believe is kafir. And Kashmir bennega Pakistan. Kashmir had always been with Bharat, and they even if you put any amount of poison in their minds and thoughts, they'll still will realize that they are fundamentally Bharatiyas. Many new generation know it, but you don't know. Because your generation has been trained and instructed in such kind of hate philosophy, hatred. The schools teach you to hate Hindus. Of course, Hindus, Bharat, and even the Muslims living in Bharat. Your textbooks teach so. Your media, it's only now this social media something comes out. But otherwise, it's unfortunate that some people exist like this in very stubbornly living in 13th century. Very stubbornly living in 13th century and very stubbornly wishing to go back 1500 years back in time. All the best. Stop talking about Kashmir. You have nothing to do with Kashmir. Yeah, Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, so-called, whose original name is supposed to be Nyaya Khan, if I am getting it correct, has done many follies. We are suffering for his mistakes. So, till we meet again with some other such unpleasant thoughts, unfortunately, Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.